Right, so I'm back, and since everybody's doing this, I gotta do it too. It is my personal team of the year, you know, for the FIFA 23 team of the year. So I'm putting out my personal vote. As much as I hate to put this player here, I have to go for it. It's in the goalkeeper position. I have to go for a Real Madrid player, and obviously Thibaut Courtois. He had a pretty underwhelming World Cup, but for Real Madrid, he was absolutely fantastic. He had a man-of-the-match performance in the Champions League final, won the Champions League final, and won La Liga with Real Madrid. So, of course, he is arguably one of the best goalkeepers in the world right now, and he was the best goalkeeper of 2022. I would argue that Ter Stegen should have at least been nominated, but that's just my point of view. But Thibaut Courtois definitely deserves the goalkeeper spot in this team of the year, and I think he will most likely get it. At left back now, it's a very tough position to go. I was stuck between two players, João Cancelo and Theo Hernandez. Theo Hernandez had a fantastic World Cup and made it all the way to the final and has been electric for AC Milan. Meanwhile, João Cancelo has been playing out of position because he mostly plays at right back, but now he's been playing mostly at left back for Man City. But even so, he's you know, downgraded a little bit throughout this season, but last season he was absolutely on fire, and he was one of the best left backs in the world, if not the best in the world. After thinking it over for a long time, I decided that João Cancelo was my left back for the team of the year. He won the Premier League, and he was one of the best defenders of this season and of the 2022 calendar year. So Cancelo definitely deserves it, but a special mention to Theo Hernandez. At right back is pretty obvious. I think everyone, if not most people, should have this right back in this position, and it's Achraf Hakimi. Had a fantastic World Cup with Morocco, taking them all the way to the semifinals, where they unfortunately lost to Croatia to finish in fourth, but still highest finish of any African nation, which is absolutely fantastic. And along with that, had another fantastic year with PSG, and I think it was absolutely amazing for Achraf Hakimi, and I think he fully deserves to be the starting right back of this team of the year. Center back positions now, I'm gonna do them together, but oh my, did I have a very tough time trying to decide, because there were so many defenders and so many players that I could have put in here, but it was so difficult. But I'm just gonna say the two players that I have here, it is Marquinhos of PSG and Brazil, and Virgil van Dijk of Liverpool and the Netherlands. I am kind of biased towards the players who, you know, who demonstrated their talent and their abilities at the World Cup, like Josko Gvardiol and of course Thiago Silva, or, you know, Otamendi or Romero. But I have to give it to these players because it is over the 2022 calendar year, and you know, I think Marquinhos was one of the best, if not the best, center backs of this year. Meanwhile, Virgil van Dijk was also one of the best, if not the best. And it was so tough to decide. Gvardiol was so close to making it in, but so was Otamendi, and so was Romero, along with a few others. But I have to give it to these two players because they were absolutely fantastic. Same goes alongside Marquinhos with Hakimi. You know, with Brazil, he didn't do so well. I mean, they only made it to the quarterfinals and lost out to Croatia, but still, he was solid in that defensive line for Brazil. Meanwhile, Virgil van Dijk also lost out to the eventual winners, Argentina, and Virgil van Dijk was a little bit lackluster in that game up against Argentina, but it's okay. I think they were still absolutely fantastic for their club side and for the national side. You know, they were really good, and they deserve a spot each in this team of the year. Moving on to midfield now, and while this is another tough one, but I'm gonna start with CDM. In CDM position, it's very tough. I could have gone Declan Rice, I could have gone Tchouaméni, I could have gone even Enzo Fernandez, but the player that I've chosen is Casemiro. Casemiro had a fantastic World Cup, and I have to keep talking about World Cup because it is the most recent thing apart from like the past few games, but I haven't really watched too many of the games apart from Barcelona, but that's besides the point. Casemiro, he had a fantastic 2022 with Real Madrid and has had a pretty amazing start with Manchester United once he's been given the chances. And like I said, fantastic World Cup where he scored one of the greatest goals in the World Cup, in that World Cup, of course. But I think Casemiro fully deserves to be the CDM in this team because, I don't know, he won the Champions League, he won La Liga with Real Madrid, and he's starting off at a new club in a new country, and he's doing really well, and he did really well for his country on the biggest of stages. So congratulations, Casemiro. On to the center mids now. We're going to start with one of them and then we'll talk about the other one. But first off, can we just we got to talk about Luka Modric. Luka Modric, I believe he's 37 or 38 now, and wow, and he's still playing at a tip-top level. He's absolutely amazing. He took Croatia to a 3rd place finish after a 2nd place finish in 2018. He's done it again. He's taken them all the way to the podium yet again. He's taking Croatia there, and obviously it's his last World Cup, and he's done a fantastic job there. One of the best players on the pitch for Croatia and at the World Cup in general. But aside from that, he's had another fantastic year with Real Madrid. Again, winning the Champions League and winning La Liga with Real Madrid. Absolutely fantastic. I cannot give more praise to Luka Modric because, I mean, the reason why I have so many Real Madrid players is because Real Madrid were one of the best teams of 2022, and Modric was a key factor in there. So I have to give it to Luka Modric. Playing alongside him, I have to give it to my personal favorite and one of the best midfielders of the world right now, Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne had another fantastic year with Manchester City. I know I keep repeating the same things over and over again, but Man City was one of the best teams of this year as well. And Kevin De Bruyne, with his amazing passing ability and his dribbling and his, you know, just assist amount, while also being able to pitch in with some goals, just demonstrates how good he is as a midfield player for Manchester City and how crucial he is for their title charge and for their, you know, Champions League ambitions, you know. And Kevin De Bruyne, while a little underwhelming for Belgium, just like Thibaut Courtois, it was a fantastic, he had another fantastic year, and he fully deserves to be alongside Luka Modric in this midfield position. So let's go Kevin De Bruyne as my midfield position. Onto the forward line now, and this was a humongous headache. Oh my, I don't even know what to say about this, but you know what, let's get the 2 obvious picks out of here. And on left wing, let's just start with the left wing. It's Kylian Mbappe. Is there anyone else? No, it's Kylian Mbappe. Fantastic World Cup, fantastic year with PSG, absolutely amazing. I believe the top goal scorer and the most, maybe not the most assists, but the most goals and assists, while also being the top goal scorer of this calendar year. So congratulations to Kylian Mbappe. Fully deserved the position at the left wing, and I cannot say just how good this player is. He was the top goal scorer at the World Cup, and he's just absolutely fantastic. He can easily become one of the best in the world, if not, he is the best in the world, and fully deserves to win a Ballon d'Or very soon. Now let's switch it over to the right wing, where it's another easy pick for me. Lionel Messi. Lionel Messi won the World Cup with Argentina, was the best player at the World Cup, and again, had a fantastic year with PSG. I know the first half of the season back in 2021, in his first season with PSG, it was a little underwhelming, lackluster, just not what we expected. The second half of the season, I think, was a lot better. He massively improved, which was the start of 2022, and then we start off this season, and he's been absolutely on fire alongside Neymar and Kylian Mbappe for PSG. And then, of course, the World Cup that just passed, and absolutely fantastic. I think Messi fully deserves to be a part of this side, and he should be a part of the side. Now, the real tough decision is on to the striker. So, the striker position. This is one of the toughest decisions I've ever had to make, and I'm still uneven about what player to put here. I have a player in mind, I have a player that I've already decided, but I don't know if I should keep him there because it is so tough. I will tell you this, it is between 3 main players. Robert Lewandowski, who played for Bayern Munich and Barcelona, and of course captained Poland at the World Cup. Then we have Erling Haaland, who did not have a World Cup because Norway did not qualify, but he had a fantastic year with Borussia Dortmund and Manchester City. Then we have Karim Benzema, who unfortunately got injured just before he went to the World Cup, but he had a fantastic year with Real Madrid, where he won the Champions League and won La Liga, as I've said previous, with the other Real Madrid players that I've picked. So it's between these 3 players, and it is extremely, extremely tough to decide who deserves this spot. Originally, I had Erling Haaland in here because he was one of the top goal scorers, and despite his injuries, he has torn it up at Man City and breaking records everywhere he goes. He's coming to a completely new league, arguably the best league in Europe, if not in the world, and he is absolutely tearing it up. Yes, he has a lot of chances, but still, he's done a fantastic job. Over 20 goals in less than 20 games in the Premier League. Absolutely astounding, and I think he's gonna do a fantastic season here at Man City. But I unfortunately have to drop him because Robert Lewandowski has more goals and Karim Benzema have the Ballon d'Oro. I think it has to be between them two. But Erling Haaland, I'm so sorry that I don't pick you. Now, on to Robert Lewandowski and Karim Benzema. They are the true... Oh, this is so tough. I think it has to be one of these two players. And as much... It's either a Barcelona player or a Real Madrid player. And I put a lot of Real Madrid players here. So let's talk about Karim Benzema. You know what? As I've said, won the Champions League, won La Liga with Real Madrid, and won the Ballon d'Oro. Fully deserved. Does he deserve to go into this team? I'm going to say no. Unfortunately, I'm going to say no. Mostly because Robert Lewandowski is fighting for the striker position. And what does a striker have to do? Score goals. And Robert Lewandowski has the most goals just behind Kylian Mbappe in this calendar year. So I think he fully deserves it. So yeah. Also, I just realized that I've been saying this calendar year. I'm talking about 2022, by the way. I forgot that we're in 2023 now. Keep forgetting. That wraps up my team of the year for FIFA 23, or however you want to call it, my 2022 team of the year. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please do like and subscribe, and let's.